This guy scared people.
What if I told you there was an NFL player so strong it felt like trying to tackle a moving car? He could bench press 700 pounds, bulldoze grown men like they were kids, and protect Hall of Famers with his life. That player was Larry Allen.
Why was Larry Allen so bad?
Because he was like a block of granite.
But here's the crazy part. Despite his superhuman strength, Larry Allen almost never made it pro. And it all started in 1971 when Allen was born. At just 6 weeks old, Larry Allen wasn't learning how to smile. He was fighting for his life. Meningitis hit him hard, and the doctors didn't offer much hope to his parents. But somehow, that tiny baby pulled through his first impossible fight. He didn't know it then, but this was just the beginning of many challenges. Why? Because Larry grew up in Compton, California. It wasn't just tough. It was a day-in, day-out battle. Simply put, childhood didn't last long and innocence disappeared fast. Nothing made that clearer than the day that changed his life forever. It started like any regular afternoon, but then it turned into chaos. All of a sudden, Larry's little brother was being attacked by a grown man in the neighborhood. And Larry didn't hesitate, not for a second. He jumped in to protect his brother. And that's when it happened.
I was a young boy. My little brother got into a fight, and I went to protect him. Growing up in Compton, California, so it was rough out there. So I was protecting my little brother. The guy, he was a little older than me, he ended up stabbing.
12 stab wounds. Larry was just 10 years old, bleeding out on the pavement. His little body took a beating that should have ended him, but somehow it didn't. Larry carried those scars like a soldier. That 10-year-old kid who threw himself in front of a knife for his brother, he'd grow into the kind of man who protected his future teammates. Pretty soon, the NFL was about to find out what he was made of. Now, his road to the NFL, let's just say it was anything but normal. Most pro guys come up through big-name college programs, playing under the bright lights and on TV every Saturday. Not Larry. He started out at Butte College. Yep, a junior college. Not exactly ESPN territory. But because this is Larry Allen we're talking about, it didn't take long for folks to realize this guy was different. He racked up all-conference and all-state honors like it was nothing. After that, he made the jump to Sonoma State University. And truth be told, this place had zero track record of sending guys to the league. But again, Larry didn't care about what was supposed to happen. He just dominated, plain and simple. And that domination, it didn't go unnoticed. Scouts from one NFL franchise started circling, taking serious interest in this big, nasty lineman. None other than the Dallas Cowboys saw something special in him, something real. In 1994, the Dallas Cowboys took a shot that raised a few eyebrows. In the second round of the NFL draft, they picked Larry Allen 46th overall. This was history-making because it made him the first player ever from Sonoma State to get drafted.
I remember getting a call from Jerry saying, "Son, would you like to be a Cowboy?" I said, "Yes, sir." Ran out of my apartment, jumped in the swimming pool with all my clothes on.
The Cowboys saw something in Larry that others missed, and man, did that gamble pay off. Because once he got to Dallas, he didn't waste any time making his mark. The guy was a beast, flat out. And not just at one spot, he played multiple positions on the offensive line where his duty was to shield his quarterback.
But it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows in this period.
That meant facing Reggie White as a rookie in front of millions on Thanksgiving.
A game I had against the great Reggie White. I've never been dominated like that before in my life. So I got in that weight room and became the strongest man in the NFL.
Wherever the team needed him, he stepped in and got the job done. That kind of versatility, you don't see it every day. And when you combine it with his freakish strength and razor-sharp technique, you've got yourself a lineman coaches dream about. And here's the crazy thing. In just his second season, Larry had already helped the Cowboys make it to Super Bowl 30. And they didn't just participate. They defeated the Steelers to give Larry his first ring. But this season wasn't a fluke. From 94 to 2005, he held it down in Dallas, protecting a whole line of quarterbacks from Troy Aikman all the way to Tony Romo. He was the foundation of that O-line, keeping defenders at bay. But there was something interesting about the man himself. You see, Larry wasn't flashy. He didn't talk much, but when it came to football, he let his play do the talking, and believe me, it spoke loud and clear. But look, everybody talks about Larry's power, and don't get me wrong, the man was a straight-up powerhouse. But what really set him apart was his technique. I mean, he wasn't just flinging defenders around, he was darn near perfect at his craft. Over his career, he gave up just 3.2 sacks a season on average, the best mark of any offensive lineman in his day. And when you think about the pass rushers he was up against week in and week out, it was simply bananas.
And get this, in 207 career starts, he was flagged for holding only 13 times. 13! That's a testament to how disciplined and technically sound he was. But after 12 hard-fought seasons with the Cowboys, Larry Allen's time in Dallas came to an end in 2006. Not because he couldn't still play, far from it, but it was just one of those tough business calls. Still, Larry wasn't done, not by a long shot. The San Francisco 49ers scooped him up fast. Now, most linemen by 34 are either hanging on by a thread or already retired. But Larry, he showed up, suited up, and made the Pro Bowl that very season. I mean, come on, that tells you everything you need to know. And look, it wasn't just the eye test, his resume is stacked. 11 Pro Bowls and first-team All-Pro honors 6 times. But that wasn't all. A Hall of Fame induction was the cherry on top.
I also played hard, whistle to whistle, to make my opponent submit. And today, I'm submitting to you.
Now here's the twist. Off the field, the guy was the total opposite of his on-field persona.
I didn't talk that much, but I didn't have to. I used my helmet.
You know, he didn't say much in his playing days. You have to. Right? I know, right?
No trash talk, no spotlight chasing. He didn't say much because his game spoke loud enough.
My thought process when I was playing the game was I wanted to make the guy quit. That was the base. That's what I wanted to do. Tap out.